Hey movers, shakers, let's get into the video right now. What we're going to be doing is talking about the anatomy of a seven-figure postcard. You see, postcards, in my opinion, are the best source of high-ticket, valued customers. That's right. If you want the high-ticket customers, if you want the guys who are going to pay the big bucks, I'm talking $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 and more. If you want those jobs, they're going to typically come from your postcard marketing. Now, what we got to do is when we're sending out them, we've got to make sure that our message is on target, that we're sending the right message through the right media to the right market. And if we're going to target our high ticket guys, we got to make sure that our customers are messaged correctly. So let's get into what that postcard would look like. So we got our front side and our back side. I know it's crudely drawn. You're going to have to forgive me. So let's go on. So on the front side, what we want is a good background photo of a happy family. Stop. Hey guys, before we continue on with the video that I'm about ready to talk to you, I want to talk to you about my brand new service that will help accelerate your building of your business. That's right, it's going to boom your business in ways you never imagined, and that is financing of your company. I'm going to help you fix your credit, get you corporate credit so that you can actually boom your company a lot faster. That's right. I don't know if you know this, but if you've got a valid LLC, and your credit score's at least around 700, you can get corporate credit very quickly and very easily if you follow certain procedures. And I'm going to help you do that. If your credit is bad, I'll help you fix your credit. If your credit's mediocre, I'll help improve your credit. And then once we get you up to that 700 and above score, I can help build your business credit so that you can expand your company faster and quicker. You could take advantage of this downturn in economic times and make yourself a millionaire multiple times over by getting the credit. You could buy trucks, you can hire better people, get better equipment, whatever it needs, you can get the equipment. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, even up to millions of dollars if you do this right. So all you need to do, guys, right, is send me an email at sevenfiguremovingacademy@gmail.com and just say, hey, and in the subject line saying, I want to boost my business fast, right? Just put that in the subject line, send me that email, and I'll help build your credit up so that you can expand your company faster and quicker than you ever thought possible. Guys, I change lives and I help fix credit, right? So guys, hopefully you'll take me up on this. But let's get back to the video. Right? And so you get the idea, right? You get a good, happy family. It doesn't matter the ethnicity of them. It could be white, black, Mexican, Oriental. It doesn't matter, right? If you're targeting a specific ethnic group like white people or black people or Asian people, then definitely you'd want to put your family members there. Sorry, got a kitty here is trying to attack my lights. Okay, so you want to make sure to put that right thing. But if you're just going for a general scope, it doesn't matter what the ethnic group is that you're using. You just want a good-looking, smiling, happy family, right? Then you want a house in the background. Well, that's a really crappy house. Let's do this good, okay? So we're going to put a house here, right? That's a house, a little door, a couple windows, little one up here. That's a house, right? So we want to make sure that we've got a nice house in the background, happy family, right? We're good thing. And then we want to put a moving truck on it. Right? Doesn't matter what kind of truck we want. Preferably, if we're going to put a moving truck on it, we want to put our own moving truck on that, right? We want to have that. Now, why am I saying you want to have these 3 picture elements on it? One, we want to hide smiling family because we want to show that the family's happy. We want to show that they're moving into or out of a house, right? So that we're on message here. We're making sure, hey, the pictures actually give the idea of what we're selling, which is a happy family moved successfully, right? Too often, people just put their moving truck on it, maybe their crew, and that's okay, but that's not what you're selling. What you're doing is you're selling this happy family. You're selling a result. So one thing you got to understand when you're marketing is you want to agitate the pain and you want to deliver the pleasure. See, people buy based on emotion, right? So when you see a good, happy family, they're going to see that, and they have a logistic. This cat is just going nuts on my wires. I'm sorry about that. New kitten. So you want to agitate the pain and deliver the pleasure, but what you want to do is you want to bring the message, right? So we're going to agitate the pain. What is the pain? They're moving. Right? Moving is a very stressful endeavor. It's one of the top 3 most stressful. So that when we're going to agitate the pain, and then we're going to deliver the pleasure. And that's what these picture elements do. Because people do buy on emotion, we want to create the right emotion. Now, when you just put your truck on and your crew moving, that does not give the message of agitating the pain or giving the pleasure, right? Because what's the pleasure? You want to deliver the pleasure. You want to bring them happiness. You want to bring them stress-free, hassle-free, affordable. That's kind of thing that you want to actually convey in your picture form. So your pictures need to actually, need to back up what your message is. And so if you just have your truck and your crew, that really doesn't communicate subconsciously to your specific client, right? And I don't care what kind of guru out there is telling you something different, like all you need is your truck. Everybody puts their truck. I definitely think you should put your truck, but you should put your truck in a juxtaposition that it includes the happiness of your client. Okay, good. Now what we want to do is on the front, now that we got those pictures up there, we want to give we want to actually put down a specific message. So you want to put down a headline, right? And I like to have a headline that puts a little bit of mystery that makes them want to turn the postcard over. So for instance, I might start with something like, let me get the right marker. I'm going to probably put like a little thing like stop, right? Now, you don't have to write this down. You create your own message based on your client's avatar. But I'm going to put a stop there because I want them to stop and look, right? And then I'm going to give them, I'm going to agitate the pain, right? And then I might put, my thing might be to your movers are about to scam you, ... Now, I'm going to stop. Your movers are about ready to scam you. Oh my goodness, right? Right? That's like pretty ominous, right? That's pretty scary. Well, what I want to do with my message is I want them to turn the postcard over. So if they're looking at the front, I want them to turn the postcard over. So now you don't have to get as drastic as this. I'm not saying to do that. You could put something very pleasant, like a licensed and insured at affordable rates, right? Right? My goodness, Kitty, you're about ready to knock over the light. Hey. Oh. All right, good. Sorry about that, folks. All right, so you got this message. So you want to make sure that your message, though, is communicating to your avatar, your customer, the ideal customer, right? So you want to say, So I want to actually stop them in my track. That's my kind of personality. I want them to know that I'm going to solve their problems. I'm going to help them, right? Right? Or I might put something like the 7 dirty tricks most movers will do, or something like that. Because what I want to do is I want to separate my competition from me. I want them kind of why I'm agitating their pain, which is their good scam, high prices, stress-free, problematic. I want to agitate that because I want to deliver the pleasure. I also want to separate myself from my competition. So that's me personally. That's my personal. It has worked well for me, but I'm not going to say it's going to work for you or your ideal customer. So make sure that you're putting the right message on your postcard. All right, good. So now on the back, I want to actually deliver the pleasure. I agitated the pain on the front page, right? I gave them an idea of what we could do, right? Now the picture elements that I had on there, would that actually fit this particular headline? No, it wouldn't. So I might put something that's all black or all red, right? So like, you know what I mean? So I would test this. I would have like 3 or 4 different versions of my postcard on the front. I'd only test my front. I would test the message. I would test the colors and the images. I would test everything, right? But here's the basic things that I found worked, right? Now, you can get away without a headline. If you've got the right picture elements, you can get the right headline. But again, it must agitate the pain so that you can deliver the pleasure. So on the back side, this is where I'm going to deliver my pleasure. This is where I'm going to solve the problem. I'm going to give them the benefit. So in this case, my headline is, your movers are about to scam you, right? So I would probably have a headline right up here and that said something that's going to solve that problem, to ally their fears to something more banal, to more mundane, right? So I want to deliver the pleasure, right? Right? With us, you don't need to worry. I mean, that's kind of cheesy, and I would probably think about this before I did it, but I'm just trying to give you an idea. So I want to make that a real big, specific sub-headline, if you will, on the back. So I'm agitating the pain on the front side, and I'm bringing the pleasure on the back side, right? Also down here on this part, we're going to have our address, our mailing address, right? We'll have the postage thing here. That's postage, right? And then we'll probably have a place to put a sticker for the customer's address, right? So that's what we're going to do here. So now on here, now on this part here, I'm going to put like 3 pictures, right? And this is where I would put the pictures of my business and my crew doing stuff. I would have a picture of my crew probably packing, loading, doing covering the furniture and everything. I want to reinforce this right here. Right here, I'm going to have one of my best testimonials. Right, you got it. I misspelled it. Please forgive me. Right, so I'll pick pictures. So this is going to be a pic. Right, and then there's going to be a testimonial. Over here, I'm going to have a little section where I'm going to list out my features, but written as benefits. So it's my feature benefit message, right? Right. So basically, we're licensed and insured, right? So I'd say licensed and insured for your protection, right? And I would have several of these little button lists in big, bold letters. Now, this is the typical postcard, right? This is what most people have right now. But there's one element that you're all missing. And I don't care where you can put it, on the front side or on the back side. I would prefer the back side because this is where we're delivering the pleasure. But what here in this section, I'm going to have one of those QR codes. Right? And above it, I'm going to say, scan me. And you're going to go, Jay, there's stuff missing. Where's my website? Where's my phone number? Where's discounts? Well, you can put that stuff there too. That's fine. Like in the pictures, you can have little things of little coupons if you want for like free packing or free boxes or whatever you want to do. $50 off a local move, whatever. You can have those. I would prefer the pictures because pictures tell the story. And I'm trying to tell a story that I'm going to solve their problem and I am the best customer. So I want to show pictures. My personal preference is I would want to show pictures of my crew doing great jobs, right? And then I want to have a little testimony. But you're saying, Jay, there's no website. There's no URL for my website. There's no phone number. There's no call to action. But you're wrong. That's what the QR code is for, right? And above this, it says scan me, but I'm going to write in a bold letter and probably like in red, and I'm going to say learn more. And now what happens when they scan that code, right? What happens if they scan that code? They're going to go to my landing page, which is going to give them a little bit more. It's going to back up. It's going to have the same kind of messaging and pictures and everything. And it's going to have my landing page where it's going to talk about our moving services and where they can sign up for their free quote or so on and so forth or even download a free PDF, like a free checklist or whatever they can get. But I want to get their email and I want to have a landing page. But that's what they. Now you could come up, but Jay, I don't feel comfortable not putting my website or my phone number. Fine. Then put your website and your phone number. You could put down here, put your website, right? And put your phone. That's absolutely 100% okay. You can do that. And that's totally fine. But I want something where they're going to get something of value when I send them to something. I want them to contact me, however that's done. Now, if you don't want to use a QR code, you could put your website and your phone in that spot and call it done and call it good. Absolutely fine. But those QR codes are very, very powerful, right? You're seeing QR codes McDonald's does QR codes. All your big box stores do QR codes now. QR codes are very thing. Not only QR codes are a very big thing and very popular, and people are using them. If you got an Apple phone, you already have the app, so all you have to do is hit the pictures and it'll already scan the QR codes. If you're on a Google or Android, you might have to download an app, which is very simple. They're free. And QR codes are free to create. You can go online and go to Google and make a QR code. Why I like a QR code is I could put a specific QR code for this postcard, right? And if they scan that postcard and it goes to my website, I now know that they came from my postcard. You see what I'm saying? Now, that is awesome. So I can actually track all of my marketing by using a QR code. So if you've got an ad in a local community magazine, you can have a specific QR code for that ad. If you got a bulletin board, you can have a QR code for that particular ad. If you got little bandit signs that you put alongside the road, you can have a QR code for those specific signs. You can have QR code for all your different marketing, so you can actually track your marketing. And here's an adage in the business world, folks. If you haven't noticed or didn't know about this, anything that can be measured can be managed. You can't manage it if you can't measure it. So if you can't measure something, you cannot manage it, right? So that's why I love QR codes. So those QR codes are a solution to a lot of different things that we used to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on, like tracking phone numbers and tracking this and that. Now you can use QR codes and be absolutely free. Another place you could put the QR code is right here. You can put the QR code right there on the front page of your your postcard. Now, if you're going to put a QR code on the front page, I would also include some sort of downloadable, like a free checklist or how to pack your home PDF or whatever you want to do that gives them something that will entice them to hit that QR code and give you their email. So like I had this PDF, which I said 20 questions that guarantee moving day success. Highly popular article on my website that I had, and I eventually turned it into a PDF. Now QR codes weren't all that popular back then, but I would have used a QR code if I had it at that time. But I basically had on my postcard for, download 20 questions to ask 20 questions that guarantee moving day success. Or I forget. No, it's 20 questions to ask your moving day success. And I gave them a specific URL, which was to a landing page. But in today's, I would put the QR code, right? Now, so this is the anatomy of a 7-figure postcard. But now, let's actually take that to the next extreme. What most people do when they send out a postcard, right? When they send out a postcard, what they do is they send their postcard at 2 times, right? There's 2 times most people send postcards, right? And that's wrong. The first one is when newly listed. Now, let me correct what I just said a moment ago. I said that it was wrong. That's not wrong. It's actually okay to do that. What I was trying to say is that there's going to be an expansion of this method, right? The second time you're going to send a postcard, right, is when under contract. All right? So you want to send one postcard when your customer newly lists their house up for sale and goes on the MLS. The next time you want to send a postcard is when they're under contract. Now, I changed this up a little bit. Now, I would send a postcard here, no problem. But here, I would send a letter, right? That's me particular. But let's expand upon our postcard message. So let's say you didn't get a response when you send out this one. You didn't get a response on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to send number 3. Now, what I want to do is I want to send another postcard. Again, this is totally specific because I'm trying to capture their emails, right? Because if I get their email, then I could probably get them to my website and then get them to do a free quote and contact them. So what I want to do is I want to send them a postcard for free downloadable. And again, that downloadable could be 20 questions to ask your mover for guaranteed moving day success. You could do that. It could be a checklist. It could be whatever it is that's going to entice them. Now, that's what you want to do. And what you want to do when you send this free thing, you're going to send this the very next day. So you're going to send it the next day. You're going to do this one. And then, so that's going to be A, this is going to be B, and this is going to be C. You're going to send 2 more postcards after that. 2 more postcards. So you're going to send a series of 3 postcards. Now, when you send out your first postcard, I want a first postcard, right, should be 11 by I think it's nearly 6 inches. Right? You want to make it really, really big. You want 4 color, right? And you want it to really stand out, right? You could people try to get fancy with them and put like glossy. If you're going to do glossy, just do a gloss on the front. Right? That's all you really need to do is a gloss on the front. On the back, it doesn't need to be glossy. Save the money. You don't need to spend and make it a thing. But you do want to stand out because most of your postcards that are sent out to your customers from your competition, they're going to be 4x5s, right? This is where your competition is going to be mostly sending their, that's the size that they're going to be sending, right? Yes, they were going to be full colored, so on and so forth, but they're only going to be 4 things. So they're just going to be these small little dinky things. You send the big one, which costs the same amount of money as it costs to send out that one, and the printing isn't any more thing. Actually, it's cheaper to send out the big one because they don't have to use as much ink and they don't have to use as much paper, right? With these paper, they got to use a lot of different inks and do a lot of different things because there's so much in, because they got to split up the paper for it, right? And there's a lot of wasted paper. With this one, they could basically put 2 postcards on 1 piece of paper and zap it off. So it's actually cheaper to print the bigger ones than it is the smaller ones. Now, what I would do with these small ones, and it could be 4 color, but I would not put any glossy. These are just really throw me aways. And you're going to have the downloadable ones. So on the front pages, you're going to have the title of your downloadable. On the back, it says to get your free report, please scan here or go to this website, or so on. You're not going to put your phone number, you're not going to put your company name, you're not going to put any of that stuff. It's just you want them to turn the thing over and boom. And as a matter of fact, the only thing that on the back that you really need, other than maybe a QR code and a way to download it, is just the mailing address section. So the entire back could just be that with maybe a QR code. All right, so you're going to when you send out the one that when they're newly listed, then the next 3 days, you're going to send these 4x5s that get for a free downloadable. And you want to offer free downloadable, a different free downloadable for each one of those days. And when you do that, you're going to follow up. And that really is the superpowerness of it. And I've never taught this, right? This masterclass that I'm teaching you right now on the anatomy of a 7-figure postcard campaign is bar none one of the best you'll ever understand, right? So do this campaign, and I guarantee you're going to have a lot more success. You're going to have a lot more return on investment than you would just by sending out 2 different postcards or a postcard and letter and just having this set up, right? You just do this, and you're going to get a lot bigger and more response. Now, so you're going to go, Jay, where do I get postcards? Awesome. Great question. You can get your postcards made and designed on Fiverr. Go to fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, right? Or you can go to my website, the 7figuremovingacademy.co, and there's a little thing on the sidebar there. You can click that and go to Fiverr. Or you can just go to Fiverr directly. And then you can get someone from Fiverr to actually design your postcard based on the parameters that you want. Now you would have to provide provide the idea and the goal, and you could just send them a link to this video and say, do that, right? And then they could do that, right? And give them, and then you might want to give them, if you might need to give them your logo, you might need to give them some pictures of your crew and action and stuff like that so that they can include it. But that's just Fiverr makes it really simple to upload pictures and the copy and everything so that whoever designs it for you could do it. Another good place to find a designer is Upwork.com. You can go to Upwork.com and get a designer. Now, where do you find a printer? I personally like to use local printers because I can control the amount that's being printed. And if I need it, I can get them right. They can have them printed and ready to me right away. But if you want to use a more affordable solution, right, you can go to Vistaprint or one of the online printing companies out there to do it. And you just go to Vistaprint, and Vistaprint usually has introductory specials. So they might print like 1,000 postcards for $10 or whatever it is for you, right? Now, here's another thing when you do it. When you are doing your postcard, make sure that you're designing your business card around your postcard design, right? So you want your business card to have a very similar look and feel than like you do on your postcards. You want to make everything congruent. You want your website, your postcards, your rack cards, your brochures, your business cards, every printed material or online material should all have the same look, feel, and colors, right, on your stuff. That way, they're not confused if they see that a postcard's in blue and red, right, and then they go to your website, and your website is green and orange, right? That's some incongruity. They get confused, and when there's confusion, your customer will not buy, and you will get a huge bounce rate on your website. If you don't know what bounce rate is, go check out my friend Nick DeMoro in the 7-Figure Moving Academy Facebook group, and he'll tell you all about bounce rate. Now, guys, this has been a lot about this. If you have any other ideas or concerns or questions, feel free to reach me out by leaving me a comment below. Let me know what your postcard success is and what you use for your postcards. And I would love to see your postcards. I would like to see the examples, front and back. Send me pictures of it. You can email me at 7figuremovingacademy@gmail.com, and I will gladly look at yours, and maybe even I'll give you a free critique of your postcard if you just send me an email with and upload your pictures. All right, so feel free to do that, and I really appreciate it. If you would, I'd love to do that for you and give you a good idea, and we could communicate for free on email. So feel free to do that. Now, if you like this video, I'd like it if you gave me a thumbs up, right? I really love it. If you don't like the video, that's fine too. I'm okay with that. Give me a thumbs down. That way I could see what is being liked and what's not being liked. Also, I want you to tell me what your favorite part of this video was. Was it me correcting my little new kitten that I got? Or was it the messaging, right? Did you like the message or not? Feel free to leave me a comment, hit the thumbs button. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, please. Most people watching these videos are not yet subscribed to this video. Just go hit the subscribe button, and then next to the subscribe button is my bell, and you can ring my ding-a-ling. And then you could be notified when I upload a new video. So guys, that's all I've got for you. Hopefully this is a great video. I'm sorry I missed last week's video, but hopefully this makes up with you. I like you. I love you. Go and do something great today.